today is a part 2 of the forensic workshop, and we're going to have our wonderful leader, Vernisha Jones. She has, for those who don't know Vernisha, I will do a little bit of background. Vernisha has a single-handedly been supporting her 4 kids, 4 children, and taking care of her house, while being separated from her spouse, and has been able to support all the children financially with passion, and by being there for them as well in the events, school events and recreation events, and be present without breaking a sweat. So Vernisha is a strong person, a person with strong abilities. She has been leading the St. Lucia marketplace since 2011. And even if there were other partners, I will tell you, Vernisha exploded in the Caribbean. And she soon became one of the first partner in St. Lucia to be #1 twice. And she been the single biggest official launch. She had the single biggest official launch, which over 1,200 person in capacity in one setting. So she's very productive, and she's been awarded fastest growing organization in the company globally, and countless leadership and elite award over the years. So Vernisha definitely have an impressive resume. An Island could be a limitation to most with this business model, but Vernisha proved many wrong, and it wasn't a limitation for her. So today she's going to share with us the strategy and the detail on how to proceed with our businesses, and the daily operations, and the tools that we're going to use with the forensic workshop tools. Vernisha is very passionate. She's a professional lady. She loves and help other people to find their way. She loves having fun and found the light out of every dark situation. So she's going to lead us to find the path in every dark situation today. She will be training with us. Vernisha expanded her business by launching 63 partners, which have grown into 1,762 partners now. And she operational in approximately 43 countries. So she went beyond borders. And Vernisha is a product of the product. She actually used all the product from A to Z, and she shares as well the product as well as the business, the line, both locally and internationally. She's passionate, very passionate about our business, about our products, and she's also the product of the product. So it's great to have Vernisha with us because she's going to share a lot of knowledge. Hello, Julia. Good to see you from Israel. Welcome to the call. Yes, today will be an amazing training with Vernisha, and she's going to share her knowledge with the different tools that we have to be professional and to be more effective in our daily operation. So yes, we're going to start in a few. Vernisha, if you are in the call, raise your hand. I can. There we go. Here she is. I will promote you to panelists. Okay. In a few seconds. All right. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Vernisha. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Levy. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
You're not able to see me, not sure why. Let me try this again.
There we go. I can see you now.
Oh, you can. Awesome.
Good morning.
Well, good morning to you, Levy. Good to have you back with me.
Good to be with you.
And I know I jumped in a little late. I just want to make sure that you've done introductions and all of that.
Yes.
Awesome. I was trying to get my system back connected properly. So good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Levy, I think you might have to enable for me to be able to share my screen. I'm not able to. So I think you might have to do something on your end. Either
I'm making you the host right now, so you should
or
be
co-host. Co-host is okay, I think.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Levy. Well, as you can see, I'm in my home today. I'm not in the woods. I'm not with nature today. So a special good morning and welcome back, everyone. It's morning for me. Levy, I think it's morning for you as well.
Yes,
I
it
know
is.
we have persons from all over the world that's on with us. And I know it's afternoon and evening for some persons. So I'm very happy for you being back here with us this morning. So guys, if you don't have your notes, please get your notes. But most importantly, you should have your box with you. I have mine today because I'm home. You should have your box with you. You should have your DMO sheets with you, and you should have your WMO sheets with you so we can get some actual work done. I know some persons, they learn more by practice, actually doing the work rather than listening or watching. So if you guys have not done, if you have never done your a DMO, that's your daily method of operation tracking sheets, and your WMO tracking sheets, then today we're really going to crack it down, because that is one of the areas I think most persons have challenges with when it comes to the full process and using up all the tools of the forensic networker. So is there anyone here with me this morning? Well, good morning to you, Rotem and Terry, that's sending shout outs to me. I'm just going through the chat now. And good morning to you as well, Ronan. Good morning to you, Rico. I know it's evening for you now, Rico, and for Terry and everybody else who's saying hello. And guys, before I really get down to a little deeper forensic stuff this morning, listen, I want to give a massive shout out to Trinidad and Tobago. Wow, wow. We have a Kaiso in St. Lucia that says, what a wow, what a wow, what a wow, 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 you know? And wow, this is the first time that Trinidad and Tobago did their conference, and what a massive kickoff they had with Sanaz, with Maria, with Mavis, with Catalina that traveled to support them. And oh my God, so now Sanaz is actually on flight en route to Dominica this morning. Good morning, John Wilson. Suzanne is joining us from Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning and welcome to you, Susan. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so excited for what's happening in the Caribbean right now. This is the first time Trinidad is hosting, first time Tobago hosted, first time Dominica is hosting, and my gosh, Dominica is on fire. They cannot wait for Sanaz to land. And of course, next week, we kick off with Dominica tomorrow. They have Sanaz for Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. She flies from Dominica to St. Lucia on Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have the grand finale in St. Lucia. So listen, if you guys have persons that you sent to the presentations in Trinidad and Tobago, the work starts now. So are you ready to continue from where we left off on Saturday last week? If you are, say yes, and then we will do a quick recap. And guess who's going to do the recap for me? You going to do the recap. All right, so everybody's saying yes, yes, yes. So tell me, how many of you actually did the work last week? How many of you did the work last week? I have to keep my throat moisturized. So I have my juice here, I have my water here. I had a very strong coffee and 2 full pipettes of FOL this morning already. I'm trying to recover my voice. Ronan says, I did. Kulola says, I did. Naima says, I did. Who else says, I did? Oh, Levy says, I did. Who else did the work last week? Yes, yes, yes. Who else did the work last week? Come on, guys. I ought to have more than these persons who did the work last week. We had such fun last week. So Terry says, everyday girl, yeah. Raphael Bendor says, I did. Great stuff. So my next question is, if you did the work, what work did you do? What work did you do? Any one of you, just raise your hand. I will unmute you quickly and you will share with me what work you did. Where do I go, Levy? I'm almost. All right. Ronan says his hand is up.
You got it?
Yes, I have unmuted Ronan. Good morning to you, Ronan, or good evening, I should say.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Ronan. Go right ahead, Ronan. Tell us where you're joining us from so everyone will know who Ronan is and where he's from.
Currently joining you from Egypt, from the beautiful, beautiful Sinai Desert to the feet of the Red Sea. So it's one of the most majestic places in the world. You Caribbean brothers and sisters of mine would love this place. It's everything without the sweating.
Why? We're not used to, right?
Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And I hope you guys have a wonderful morning there. I can't tell you how much I miss being in St. Lucia itself and the Caribbeans very, very soon. When I say I did my work, so my work is so daily strategized now. So,
right, so before you go telling us the work that you did, Ronan, for the benefit of those persons we have on the call that are new, they don't know anything about Ronan. Ronan is one of our top leaders, advisory to our CEO and our senior vice president. Ronan has traveled almost around the world. Ronan comes with 30 years of experience, 30 years plus of experience in network marketing and direct sales. He has championed many other companies, and he finally found a place called home called Opulence Global. Guys, Ronan is actually LD3 with the company and was stuck in Thailand all during COVID and receiving checks every single week. So if you want to talk to somebody that has fully experienced the compensation plan, Ronan is one of those of us who have. So somebody would think that Ronan does not need to do the work. He doesn't need to do the work, right? So Ronan, please share with us for last week, just last week, what work did you do and why are you still doing the work?
Wow. First of all, what my sister Vernisha just really told you is that I have made more mistakes than everybody here on the call. I have got more no's than everybody here on the call. I had people from my own family and friends tell me on a regular basis, what do you want to sell me now? Like I'm the neighborhood bottle salesman, and that pisses you off really badly. And in reality, all those ranks or names are really, really just a badge to how many scratches you have, how many of them healed, and a proof that you do not run away every time you're bleeding or scrape your knee or something is uncomfortable. So in reality, in our industry, yes, we are learning about the MO box and how to manage our day and what to do every day. Those are very important tools in order for us to maybe scratch ourselves less and be more organized and achieve our success faster. But in reality, I can tell you all the truth. Even if you do nothing right, but do it every day and never stop, you will achieve success. If you learn everything our teacher Vernisha is teaching us, and let me tell you, Vernisha has been here longer than me, and I've learned from Vernisha so much stuff because none of us can have all the tools. None of us have all the gifts. And if we take our ego down, and if we truly look at everyone as a unique power, It's like playing a video game. You just add everyone around you, add all their powers, and eventually you win the game. You can never win this game on your own. So really, Renisha, I honor you. I respect you. You have been a very, very close sister to me. And truly, you are one of the best teachers in this company because you teach with passion and not just reading or talking. You actually show us that, one, you do it yourself. Two, you will never, ever tell anybody what they want to hear, only what they need to hear. You're very direct. And I think it is rare in our world, and we need more and more leaders like you. And don't want to take too much time, so I'll just go back to the real question of what it is that I do every day. What did I do that day? I said I did, so here is what I did. I basically went, let's just take the last week. So the last week, I woke up every morning for brush my teeth, of course, with all our products, had a shower, open my computer, and immediately open the list from the box, right? Take my prepared list from the day before. You see, I never go to sleep without knowing exactly who are the 40 names that I'm going to call every day. And I remember that 30 of them I'm not gonna catch them, right? So it's not like it's a lot of work. It's just busy or no answer, busy, no answer. And then it's a second text or a voice message saying, hey, I want to catch up. I have something to share. Get back to me, right? And the other 10 I catch. I do a quick like and trust. Depending when we spoke last, it's all in my card, right? So if it's a green card, I read it. And I'll also spend even a minute or two to go into the Facebooks and WhatsApps to see some of our recordings, so I'm fresh and not just treating the person as a number. And then I pick up the phone and continue from the last time we spoke. And my mission is always to keep asking questions in the same areas: family, occupation, recreation, and money, because those will always, if not last time, this time something is going to come up that will identify that this person has a need, or someone they know is hurt, or they are suffering from something, or they're not financially well, whatever, but they give us a reason, and then it's so easy. I just tell them, wow, I'm so happy that we had this chat. I always love talking to you. I appreciate your honesty, and you know what? It's probably worthwhile because I think I have a solution for your mother's knee. If you'll give me 10 minutes tomorrow, we'll jump on and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Or, you know what, I'm so happy that you were honest enough to tell me that you're not happy and a millionaire and there are some challenges. How about if I can show you a platform that can bring you $1,000 a week on part-time basis? Would you give me half an hour of your time tomorrow so I can show you how it works? And that's it. And then I book my one-on-ones with them. I also, now we are doing a big project in Israel, which is a home tour project. So in the last boot camp, we got everybody in for 8 hours. The remarkable work of Rafael Ben-Dor and Yulia Alexashin, the true leaders of Israel, the people that have made Israel become together again. And you guys will wait and see what's happening with this country with the leadership of those two incredible people. So because of that, I also make extra 20 phone calls, specifically because now I want to fill every home tour there is. So if I'm going to present the home tour myself, I'm going to make sure I have at least 2 prospects of mine in the car and at least 2 others that I've invited to never waste my fuel. Yes, I'm going to do a presentation for someone else, but this is not for someone else. This is a space that I'm coming in, and I want to have my people too, and I want to show my downlines that I'm not just a speaker and they bring all the hard work and bring the people, and I just come to speak. I want to lead by example. And after I finish filling up those, I go to my My5 and start supporting my people. But first I do my MGRS to prove that I lead by example. And by the way, the last week work, exactly those numbers as I told you. If you could see my own daily and weekly report, you will see the numbers work like mathematics. Ramin is a genius. And this is why I've already enrolled in the 5 days of last week, I've enrolled 3 lifestyle advisors and I have 2 brand new partners. So that qualified me for the car, right? I'm missing $100 in retail. and the MGRS. And now I can go and tell my people, let me lead you, not theoretically, let me lead you because I've done it.
So Ronan, let me just jump in here.
I've-
I want to go back to the daily and the weekly. The numbers don't lie. Anybody who's done it know that the numbers don't lie. If you take your, have you done your weekly, your WMO for last week or this week?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Okay. So if you look at that summary page for your WMO, tell me for the month, for last week or for this week, because today's Saturday, how many days did you actually work?
I worked 7 days.
7 days, guys. Listen to this. How many PR text or dials did you do?
I have done, let me just have a look, 220.
220 dials. Out of those dials, Ronan, how many contacts did you actually have?
About 26% of that.
What's the actual number so persons will understand? Because when we go down the line, I know you're looking at the percentages, but I want the actual number so they will understand.
If you can share the page itself, it will be easier for me to track because I'm working at the moment on
okay. All right. Okay.
Because I'm in Egypt, not at home. At home, I have everything, including the digital.
Understood. Let me just go open it up right now. So guys, if you hear this, 200 and I will plug Ronan's numbers in forensic.
Make it easier in numbers instead of percentages. So 56 connections out of the dialings.
Yeah, I want persons to be able to see how the
that's why I
calculations are done. So my computer is a little slow. There we go. Don't update. That's the DMO. And come to WMO. Share screen. All right. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right.
Beautiful. So the days I've worked was 7 and the PR was 226 and the contacts were 56. So the target supposed to be 25. I think it's a little bit, have a look.
It's actually 25%.
Yeah, 25.
It's exactly 25%.
Yeah.
So the numbers.
I got it 26% for some reason. I've made a mistake. That's why I need my digital one that you created. It's much easier.
Right.
Now, out of.
Well, it's actually 24.8 and it's rounded off to 25.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So out of the 56 contacts you had, Ronan, how many live tours did you show?
I've done 11 live tours.
All right. So the percentage of that, guys, if you're following very closely, you'll see. So what is the target? The target is 20%, but the 20% is off the contacts, not the dials, right? Yeah. So we do 11 divided by the 56 that he actually spoke with. So Ronan is actually hitting the numbers right on the button. So he actually showed the 20%. So out of the 11 tours that you showed, Ronan, for this week, how many persons you actually converted to either becoming a partner with you or a VIP customer?
Okay, so here the numbers will be a little bit higher than the target due to the fact that I have been doing it for 8 years. So you do raise the numbers a little bit, but if you think I had 3 lifestyle advisors and 2 new VIP customers, so that's basically 5.
That's 5, right? So that would be what percentage here where it says target 50, what percentage of those you presented to actually got converted? So the percentage here would be 5 over or out of 11. So actually it's 45%. Now, that number can actually increase if Ronan continues or when Ronan continues to follow up with these 11 persons that actually saw his presentation. So out of that 11, that same 11, those numbers will go up. So let me just create a worst case scenario for you. Let's assume that next week something came up and Roland was not able to work at all next week in terms of making fresh calls and showing fresh tours to new persons and so on. But all he did was continue to follow up with these other 6 persons that he showed the presentation to. These 6 persons can actually convert into partners. So you will probably see another 2 or 3 here for next week, while you will see 0. And that can happen. That can actually happen.
If I may, I want to give you the call back and let you continue so I can go back to learning. But 2 points that I would like to make. First of all, there are 2 new LAs that, in my opinion, will join in the next 2 or 3 days out of that particular numbers. And another customer. It's just that we didn't have the time because we were so busy. I did not have the time to even schedule them in, which in a way is good because I'm taking it away from them a little bit. They don't think they're that important anymore.
Right.
They don't think I need to convince them. They're starting to understand that we don't have time. There's so many people. And that really raises their interest. They start to make the right decision for themselves and not because somebody convinced them. The second point I want to say is that one thing I've learned after the corona, being on a tropical island for 2 years, is yes, it's true. I was drawing very nice income, about $5,000 sometimes a week even, but I've allowed myself to not do. You see how you said, what happened if Renan doesn't work the following week? I have to tell you that when I've made the real choice 6 months ago, there's one thing that happened in my life, and everything that was my life, and I also had opulence in it, everything has changed. Now my life is opulence, and everything around, outside of opulence is just a part, an outside coming into my life. And that means unless I am dead, there is no day that I am not active in opulence. I just find it really hard to call it work, because it's true, most of us look at it as work because we are called network marketing. But in reality, when you do what me and Vernisha are doing, and Renee and Reza, guys, it is no longer work. It's a lifestyle. And you, even if you're on a holiday, you are sitting there thinking, I need to get into my My5s. I need to see what's happening with my brothers and sisters. It's no longer just about earning income. It's no longer about you. It's about this family you have built that is equal to your kids, your brothers, your sisters. And even if you're on a holiday, you'll never have an issue talking to your mom or your sister or your family or your friends, even when you're on a holiday. So because of that, I can't really see that as work. And I will advise everyone that wants to do this big time, make that particular change, because when we make that change, everything happens, and it happens really fast. Back to you, and thank you, Vernisha, for giving me the chance to talk today.
Thank you, Ronan, for adding so much value this morning. So guys, you heard it from yet one of our leaders that has continued to be relentless in the field. So if Ronan is doing it, if Renee is doing it, guys, then the rest of us do not have any excuses to not to do. So let me go back to, let me just go back to the DMO. All right, Levy, can you see my screen still? Did it change to the DMO?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So everyone who's here should have downloaded this from your back office. Where is it in your back office? If you go to where you have your training tools, you have a tab there for forensic networker, and you have all of the documents there to download. When you make the first call, whatever it is that the result is, what you record here is the outcome of the call, the outcome. So you dialed, you got the call, and what happened after the call was ended? Did you actually get someone? If you did not get anyone, then you put an NA as no answer. If you got someone, and if I booked a tour, I will put BTR for book tour. The codes I have here are slightly different to what is on the original form because I wanted to make it more relevant to what I'm actually experiencing when I make my calls. If you showed a tour, I put STR, so I know I showed a business tour. If I called someone and it was a follow-up and the person says they're still not ready because they've not gotten their money, I put NR. I followed up with somebody again, and then the person bought online. They already had their VIP account and they actually processed their purchase. It's an online sale for me. Why do I have online sale and personal sale? I want to know the difference, because the two of them attract different profits and different amounts. So I want to know, like you go out on the field and then you make sales, you go online and you make sales. So I want to know the difference for me so I can quantify my sales differently. I invited someone and I expected them to be on the tour so I could meet with them one-on-one to show them the tour. And for some reason, that was part of my DMO in terms of my daily method of operation for today, and they didn't show up. And I need to capture that as well. So I have that as a no-show. So guys, if Ronan had 40 for the day, if yours is 20, you should have populated 20 of these boxes. So let me see how many boxes I have here. I think I have 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I would have done 20. So that's 22. 20 of these boxes would have been populated to tell me what I did for today. Tomorrow I work, I have another sheet like this and I complete it for tomorrow. And then the day after, and then the day after. So if you work 5 days in the week, you should have 5 of these sheets completed. At the end of each day, when you tabulate, when you have put in all of the results for the end results for each call, then you summarize how many booked tours you had for today, how many tours you showed for today, how many no answers you had for today, how many persons can't afford, how many online sales, how many no shows. So it gives you a summary here at the end of each day. That's your DMO tracking sheets, okay? When you're done, well, the other part of my tracking sheets that I have is my notes. So when I pick up that sheet for the day, it doesn't just give me what the end results for my calls were, but I add notes here as well. Okay, book turn to FOL for 1, and I put the names here, sold FOL to Sarah. So I have all of that in my day. So if I had to pick that up, that folder, and give to my upline, then my upline can go and see all the details without having a conversation with me at all, without having any conversations with me. So the first thing my upline would ask me is, well, let me see your WMO. So my WMO would tell my upline how many days I worked. See, I worked 3 days. How many dials did I have for the 3 days? See, I had 75. How many contacts? Now, when we say contacts, what do we mean? A contact is when you've placed a call and you actually connected with the right person, or you connected with a person. So the codes here that will denote that you did not have a contact would be no answer. That because nobody answered the phone, so that's not a contact, right? Let me go back to the codes so you'll see the codes. A no answer, if you're looking up here, you'll see the explanation for the codes. A no answer is not a contact. I have temporarily out of service is not a contact. Somebody would say wrong number is not a contact. But I include that as being a contact. Somebody tell me why. Why would I consider a wrong number? If I place the number, I place the call, and then I say, the person says, I'm sorry, you've dialed the wrong number. There's no Terry at the end of this call. Why would a person say that why would I say that this is a contact? You could just put it in the chat. Let me just go to the chat. Oh, my screen is dancing. Why is my screen dancing? Because it's a new opportunity for a contact. Very good. Yulia, you are on point. Ronan says they also need FOL or something that you have. So this is actually an opportunity for you to create new contacts, add new persons to your list. So I always always do that if a person says it's the wrong number. So the codes, the only codes I constitute as not being a contact is whenever I have not connected with a person at the end of the line. Even if I get an answering machine, I still leave a message. I leave a message and then I follow up. So I put that as, do I have voicemail there or answering machine? Do I have voicemail there or answering machine? Do I? Or leave a message. There's a code there that goes for that. So when you get these, when I pick up a WMO and I see you have a very high number of no answers, then I would ask the question, what time of day have you made your calls? What time of day? Okay. Can I get this Excel file to use and translate? Raphael will speak afterwards. Let me just break a little bit to Raphael's question. The persons that I would probably share the automated, well, this one is not automated, it's actually blank. So I could actually send that to you, Raphael. But the reason I love persons doing this manually, even those who are doing the forensic marathon with me, they've been understanding and practicing the forensic system for 5 months now. And now they've gotten it. They know how to do the calculations. They understand the codes. They can build their own codes and all of that. When you do it manually, you get it. You actually get it. You get to do the actual counting. You actually get to do the calculations yourself. And guess what? When you go through doing it manually, you really get to understand the marrow of the bone of forensic networker. And the reason I got to understand it so well, to be able to create the automated version of it, is because I did it manually for so long that I nailed it. And same thing for everybody else who understands it so well. So ladies and gentlemen, at the end of each week, you take your 1, your 2, your 3, and your number of DMOs, your DMO sheets will say how many days you worked, okay? So my work week is from Sunday to Saturday. You decide what your work week is, okay? Today, Ronan says he's worked for 7 days in his week. So I'm assuming that his work week was from whatever day to today, which is the 7th day, up to yesterday. So at the end of the day, when you do your WMO, it would naturally be at the end of your work week. So your WMO will be done only once a week. So if you're doing it every week for the month, and even if you didn't work a particular week, guys, still put the zeros. Still put the zeros, because every week is accounted for in the WMO. Don't leave it blank. Put the zeros, because it's your boss box. It's speaking back to you. So when you pick up your WMO, like some of my trainees, and they would come on the coaching with me, they would either not turn on the camera or they would turn their face because too many zeros, right? And it's not their accountability to me. When they come on the coaching, they say, well, you know, now they're coaching themselves, but I'm sitting in the chair listening to the coaching. And within a few weeks, they knew exactly what to do. So when a person says to you or to me, or you're saying to yourself rather, I'm not getting results, pull out your WMO. Pull out your WMO. Where are you working from? Are you just working from your phone? Are you working from your mind, or are you working systematically? There is no umpire, there is no business, there is no person that is making a 5-figure monthly income, or even a 4-figure monthly income, that does not have structure, that does not have accountability, and does not create some sort of system and consistency for them to be able to continuously do that. So, Levi, if there are any questions that we have as I go along, please, after this,
yes,
I'm laughing. All right, go ahead with the question, Levi.
Okay, I'm looking at here. I think we had a question that you just answered, and it was in the chat. Please put your question in the Q&A.
Yes.
So that would be a lot easier for us to, you know, make the separation between the chats and the questions. So yeah,
Okay.
No question at the moment.
All right. So typically, ladies and gentlemen, let me go back to the WMO. I'm going to delete this. Typically, when you complete your WMO, the first thing you would do is count how many DMO sheets you have. Levy, I will use you. Am I saying your name correctly, Levy or Levi?
Levy, yes, correct.
Levy, saying it correctly, okay. Levy, how many DMO sheets you have for this week so far? Count your sheets for me.
Okay. For this week, I have 1, 2, 3 sheets.
So you worked for 3 days so far this week.
Oh, but my sheet is different. It's there is 2 days in each sheet, so that's 6 days.
Oh, for your DMOs. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's 6 days.
Like
all right.
one page has 2 days. So I put
That's 2 days. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. My DMO sheets, the way I printed them is instead of having the 2 days on one sheet, I have 1 day per sheet. But in the bottom of my sheet, I don't know if you could see it on the screen, I have a notes section at the end.
Oh, okay.
I have a notes section because I may not be doing this electronically and I'm doing it hard copy. I take notes. So at the end of the day, for example, especially if I did not hit my daily target of how many calls I made, I want to know why. For example, if I had to report to my manager, I need to validate to my manager why I did not make my 50 calls for today. Why? So I want to put the notes. I had meeting here, I had this there, I had that there, I had my conference coming up, I had to go do running all about. So you have to be able to validate to you, why didn't you make these calls? All right. And even while you made these calls, I like to put into my notes as well the time of day that I made my calls, right? If I started making calls from between 10 and 2, how many calls did I make that time? How many calls did I make in the evening from 6 to 8? So at the end of the day, I use that as training for me, because not just for me, but for my team. So I can use that to qualify what is the best time of day to call, depending on the market that I'm calling. All right. So the notes help you to better you. So when you look at this week notes and the results of this week as compared to last week, you know our forensic phrase from Romania, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. The notes help you a lot in that regard. So I always love to add the notes section. So the sheets that I actually give to my students has the actual notes section at the end. So let me go back to your WMO Levy 6 days. Now, the next part you will fill out, it's not the summary. The summary actually comes last, because you have to have the summary of these to be able to calculate here. All right. So this is where I will just put in numbers just for the heck of it. So we could calculate together how many calls Levi actually did every single day for the week. So Levi worked 6 days. Levi would take his DMOs and he would manually calculate in the summary. Where is the summary? Let me go back again so you could see. The summary is actually this spot. Let me highlight it so you can see. This spot here is the summary. So Levi would take each of the DMOs and he would count how many book tours he had for the week. So for the 6 days, day 1, he had 2, day 2, he had 3. And so we count all and then we put them in. So let's say he booked 15 tours for the week. He showed 6 for the week. He had 6 3-way calls for the week. He had 115 no answers. He had 5 not interested. He actually showed just a product tour. Persons he met and he wanted to show just the persons were just interested in the product. So he showed about 6 product tours. Can't afford it 1. What is NR again? Levi not ready. 0 not readies. Online sales 0. Personal sale 2. NS no show 0, launch new shop 1, team support 0. ECP, I love that one. It's existing customer or partner. And this one is a little ticklish, I should say. I would have someone on my list and I would call them. I would use Levi as an example. And when I call Levi says, oh, thank you so much for calling, Venetia, but I'm already working with Arthur Anthony. Actually, I've been a customer of his for about 6 months now. I love the product. He's actually showed me the presentation as well, but I'm not ready to launch yet. But Arthur and I are well connected, and so that's an existing partner or customer. So I use that. It comes up a lot. Of course, if you're working on a small island like me and you're calling persons locally, and we have so many partners, that's the code I had to create. So we get that quite a bit. BPR booked product. I love this one because if I make a call to a person and the person is not ready to buy right now, but the person is saying, you know, often call me on Friday, I would like to place an order for 6 bottles and a tube of toothpaste. So I put a code here. How many persons did I book product with? So in my DMO sheet, I would actually have that down in my notes, booked bottles with, and if I had booked bottles with 3 persons, then I would have that in my notes section. Why do I want to do that? More than likely, the sheets you have, the green or whatever color, you would have filed it for the day in question that you have to follow up with that person. Great. But the summary of the day is a great place to go back and see how many persons that you actually have booked for product for this week. So it helps you with your budgeting. It helps you with your target for your MGRS and all of the other bonuses and incentives that are there. So it tells you how much more work you have to do this week to be able to hit that. And when you look at your DMOs, it does that. TOS, that's persons who are calling landlines. If you're getting, and I know we have quite a persons that using the telephone directory for cold calls, how many temporarily out of service numbers you have gotten. Maybe Levi got about 7, I don't know, wrong number, he got 2, but guess what, these are the persons that he actually booked for bottles. Callbacks, he had, let's say 32 callbacks. I don't know how he has so many callbacks. And then he has 4 persons who still have supply. They don't really need product right now. And he created 6 new VIPs. And he has some persons he showed the presentation to, and they need to consult with their spouse. There are some persons that he spoke to about Fountain of Life that are on meds and they want to speak with their doctor. So they need to consult with. So Levi had about, give me a number, Levi, 7 of these persons.
Yeah.
So now what does Levi do? This should account for all the dials Levi did for the week. And when you tabulate it in terms of taking your calculator and now calculating, you punch in, you take your phone and do the calculation. Well, I'm on Excel, so I can do it quickly. The summary here is 218. So his total dials for that week was 218. Okay. Out of that, how many contacts did he actually have? So I will take the 218 and I will remove the no answers. I will remove the temporarily out of service. Okay. So Levi actually had 96 contacts out of the 218. Now the rest, you work it from these 2. So the target here is out of the total number of persons or the total numbers you dialed or total text messages that you sent out, what percentage really is the target for you to make contact with? And the target is 25, okay? So we take, to calculate the percentage, your actual percentage, we take the number of contacts that you have actually made and we divide it by the total dials. So Levi had a high contact rate, 44%. That means you have a good quality list. Yeah. And perhaps you're making the calls at a good time. But considering the number of no answers you have, I would still think that you could probably do better to minimize the number of no answers. Either change the time that you're calling, maybe the time the persons are at work. So these, you may not want to call the same time, but call another time for those 115 persons. Out of the 96 persons he actually connected with, how many tours did he actually show? So I want to show the STRs, which means showed tour. And I will also take my SPT, which is showed product tour. Okay, so I would add STR plus SPT. I think on your sheet, it will only be STR. I separated the two because I wanted to know the difference for me. So the target is 20%. All right. So in terms of how many persons you showed the tour. So what is that 20% of? It's how many persons you show the tour out of the contacts you had. So that would be 12 tours out of 96 persons that we spoke with. So that's 13%. The target is 20%. So that means we need to push a little bit more, making sure that persons who we had no shows. How many no shows we had? We had no shows. We had 0 no shows. So how many of the 12 that he showed the tour to actually was converted to being a partner or a VIP customer actual sale? That is, they actually bought something and they swipe their card and launch their early package or their partner package, right? So
Right.
we go here and we add launch new shop. So that would be here, plus online sale, plus personal sale. So that would be 3, right? Was the target 50%? So we take the number of new persons we sold to, and oh shoot, sorry guys. We take our 3 and we divide it by 12. We hit a 25% here. So, you know, at the end of the week, when you have tabulated that, whether you hit these targets or not, you know what it's going to do to you? You're getting excited because you've seen the work that you've actually done, and you're seeing what the results were. So if out of the 218 calls that you made in the 6 days, your number of contacts is very low, and then you're seeing that it's high, you're booking a lot of tours, persons are showing up for the tours, but you're not converting anyone, get help. Get help. That's where you go to your upline or your qualified My 5 persons and show them your WMO. Send it to that individual and say, listen, this is what has happened to me for these past 2 weeks. I need some help because I need to convert these persons either to VIPs that are actually purchasing or and have persons launching with me. So if I see Levi's showing a lot of tours, persons are showing up and he's not launching, and I see the end of the month, he is called 600 people, 700 people. He has showed 100 tours for the month, and he has 0 signups or 0 sales. Then I need to know how he's closing. Maybe he's weak in closing. And what does closing entails? It entails following up. So if you are from Trinidad and Tobago, this is really for you, a lot for you. You invited so many people. Your rooms were jam-packed with people. You invited persons on the webinars as well if you were not in Trinidad and Tobago, and people showed up. What did you do after? What did you do with that person after? There is a very magical and powerful tool you have in your back office. And I want you to be honest, and I want you to answer this question. Have you been using the post-tour survey with your guests? Have you been using that? Levi, have you been using that?
The post-tour survey?
Yes.
No.
No. So let me just stop sharing for a bit. Guys, the post saw Raphael says, yes, he has. The post-store survey is actually the unspoken way of you closing that person. It tells you exactly where the person is at. Has anybody here never seen the post-store survey? Never, ever, ever. Yes, no, never. Raymond says, I have. Raphael says, I have been using. Naima says, yes. Is there anyone here who does not know where to find the survey? Oh, our persons are trying to find the text box. Yes, yes, yes. Guys, if you don't know, this is training. So if you don't know, say no so we could go through it with you. Beverly says no, have not. Avril says have not. Sophia says no. All right. So let me just go to, all right, share screen again. Oopsie daisies. All right. So if you are in your back office, you go to training and events. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Great. Thank you, Levy. Business tools and training. Guys, this up to today, I'm moving on to very close to 11 years of being in this business. The place I spend the most time in my back office, two places. I always look into where my team's activity is in terms of who's launched, who's made purchases, so I can congratulate persons who've maybe bought a momentum pack, persons who, so I see this activity. And I spend a lot of time in the training and events. This is where the company is working for you. All of your webinars, your past webinars, you access them from here. So if you look here, it's showing you what's after today, what's the next webinar. It's always here. First thing you'll see is webinars. The next webinar from today is tomorrow, and you will see the flyer here. You get to register here, and you get the link from here as well if you had to send to guests. And it gives you the upcoming ones of the week coming. So it gives you here the crossfire, the forensic, and next week Saturday's training. Can you imagine? Yes, it's already there. And here is where you have all of your promo tools. Very, very importantly, you have some tabs here. Business tools, product tools, forensic networker, inspirational is still empty, they're working on it, and promo tools. All right. When you go to business tools, you want to talk about having tools to your disposal. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow entrepreneurs, fellow CEOs, if you've never been here, then you're not doing your business. Sorry to tell you, you're not doing your business. So everything you need to know, to learn, to download, to use, it's all here. Most of the trainings that you've gotten this year, all of the slides are right here. All of them, every single one of them are here. So the survey is supposed to be here. Let me just go down a little bit more. Post-tour survey form. It's right here. View in English. It's right here. All right. So if I were to so this is what your survey looks like, or what it is. And this is what enables you to close. So you have shown all of these tours for the week. As soon as you're done with the tour, the person has seen the tour with you. If it's a one-on-one, you don't go asking these questions. Let this document do the closing for you. So there's the name, the date that they saw the presentation, the telephone number, the email address, and who they were invited by. Of course, they were invited by you. If it's a conference room presentation that they've done and everybody's helping in doing the surveys, this is what we'll know who to give what survey form to, like Trinidad and Tobago, who just finished, right? Thank you for taking a look at Opulence Global. The session I attended was and they specify what they had attended. Now, if you see, there's the leadership cocktail there as well. So if you have guests on the leadership cocktail, you should send them this survey form as well. My interest is in fashion, personal care and health, e-commerce business. All right. It's already answering that for you. In the Safe Home Revolution products, that would be the personal care and health. I would like to try, and they check all that applies. Is it the toothpaste, the shampoo, body wash and conditioner, the natural spray, the body moisturizer, or fountain of life? Every single one of them are there. I'm interested in these perks and incentives: opportunity to build a global business, the car club program, the free cruise, to buy and sell products at wholesale pricing, earn full-time income on a part-time basis. And if there's anything else they're interested in, there's a slot for them to write that down. Isn't that getting you excited just going through that? Now, this is the part that most persons are afraid of, to ask for the sale. They're afraid to ask for the sale. This number 5, I love it. Number 5 and number 6, I love it. Start today, earn today. The e-commerce shop I would like to start today is, the operative word is today. Today, that means they're ready to start right away. So are they ready to start the lifestyle advisor? Are they ready to start as a brand partner? Or they're ready to just buy products today? So if they say today, either way, whatever one they choose is, then if it's in the room, I congratulate the person if it's in the room. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Please help me welcome Levy, who is signing up as a lifestyle advisor today. Please help me welcome him. And there's energy in the room. I love that, because now everybody's getting back to our conference room and hotel tours, right? If it is in person, you congratulate them. And at that point is when you let them know that all you need is a debit or credit card, so we can launch your lifestyle advisor right away. This is where you're going to end the confusion with your guests, that if they did not really mean today or now, then you really know what they mean. All right. So if it wasn't really today, then I would like to learn more before I get started. Please contact me. I am available, and they say the date and time. Within the next 3 days, within the next 7 days, other. So can you see how powerful this is? Can you see how this can close your guest automatically? Now, if the person says, I want to learn more, then this is where you book a 3-way call with your qualified My 5. And I keep saying qualified. Qualified meaning a person who is part of your My 5, who can answer questions on your behalf. Even if you can't answer them, still do the 3-way call. It's going to enable this prospect to appreciate that there is a support system. There is a support system. They will appreciate that you don't have to know everything to do this business and to be successful at it, because there are all persons already there to help answer your questions and to guide you along. And you, as the partner, will learn from your qualified My 5 as you do the 3-way call. So do you have any questions right now, Levy, that we need to answer?
Yes, we do have a question about the survey. Is the survey PDF form editable?
It is PDF, a PDF version. You download it from PDF. The only way you can edit it is if you have a PDF editor. Yeah. So for my personal one-on-ones, I don't show the brand partner option. I only show the lifestyle advisor option only. And then the conversation of the brand partner would come after, if the person really can't do the lifestyle advisor. I don't show brand partner. So I have 2 survey forms. I actually have one that only shows lifestyle advisor. I'm ready to be a lifestyle advisor, or I'm ready to buy product. So I'm either ready to buy wholesale or I'm ready to buy retail, right? And then if you're not ready right now, when will you be ready? All right. So this is where you get started from. So if you've never been using the post survey form, please download it and print a few sheets so you can do that with your guests. If you are showing your tours virtually, and the person will not have the physical form in front of them, this is where you're having the conversation with them. Levy, thank you so much for seeing our presentation. And again, thank you for your interest in Opulence Global. In order for me to effectively follow up with you, if it's okay with you, I would just like to get a little bit of feedback from you. It will help me get better in what I'm doing, and also let me know exactly where you're at. If it's okay with you, I'd like to do that survey with you right now. It will take 2 minutes or less. Is that okay? Great. And then I go through the questions with him, and I record it, and I keep that as my record. The survey belongs to you, the partner, not to the guest. You use that as your follow-up. Now, once the survey is done, I go back, because the survey forms, they don't go in my MO box. No, they go in a folder that I have called post-tour surveys. But what I do after I've done the survey, I take my green card and I add that information at the back of my green card. If I don't have any more space in the front of my card, I turn it to the back and I add those notes, and I put the pertinent information, what it is that they're interested in, whether it's products or to launch or both. When next do they want me to follow up with them if they're not ready to do it right now, and why? And then my follow-up date, based on what they put on the survey form, is where I put this card in my box. Okay? If the person is telling me, yes, I am very interested, but I'm not ready right now, guess what I do? This green card then converts into a red card. That becomes a hot lead for me. A hot lead. So red means VIP leads, very important and very urgent. So if this person, I take that information, if it's a hot lead, then I write the information on the red card. I take my stapling machine, I staple it together, and then I file it away in the appropriate date. So that's when I use my red card from my green card. If the person says, yes, Levy, I am ready to go, tell me where to sign the dotted line. I'm ready to launch my lifestyle advisor business because I want to get my bottles. I know so many persons that can use this business and these products. And so the partner, the guest launches right away with Levy. Guess what? I take my yellow card. I always love the yellow card. It means money. The yellow card means the person is launched. So a person can jump straight from a green card immediately to a yellow card, right? So Levy had launched one person this week. Ooh, Levy's so happy. And then all the details moves there. The information I put on the yellow card, same information comes to the front. And the notes, the details and the notes I have here would be, what did I do with my new partner as soon as they got launched? So that means my coaching has started with my yellow person, my new partner. So details would be launched as lifestyle advisor and ordered 16 bottles of Fountain of Life and 2 tubes of toothpaste immediately. Set up Smart Buy at same time and did basic back office training to show when is SC day, Smart Buy day. Helped do first 500 names of lists and understood what personal target is. And I wrote what the personal target is. Within first 30 days, what they want to achieve. Within first 60 days, what they want to achieve. Within first 90 days, what they want to achieve. Because that is going to help them put together their daily method of operation. What do they do every day to be able to achieve those targets? Guys, does that make sense to you? Does it make sense? So that's the yellow card. A person says to me, I show the presentation to, and they say, you know what? I'm not quite ready to do this business as yet. I understand everything, the power of positioning, but all I want right now, I just want to use the products. I just want to buy the products. So he or she actually bought right away. They created the VIP account, and what they did, they purchased right away online with me. What do? I get my health card profile. I get that sheet and I staple it to my green card. And this is when I capture all the information in here with them, okay? I want to know what are they looking forward to after using the products. So this is where the health card comes in, and there's the same card at the back is for Fairy Flawless and other products. So you do the same. This card would be able to capture all of this. And I only use this card if they have actually made the purchase. If they're interested in just the products, purchasing the products, and they've not purchased, I use the same information of what's on the green card, but I transfer to a white card. Because once I see a white card in my box, I know it's a VIP customer, not a business person, not a business prospect or a partner. So when I see my greens in my box, it means that these are prospects that either I have contacted that are not ready to take any action, or these are persons I have not contacted at all. When I see a red card in my box, these are persons that I have shown my business opportunity to that say, yes, I am in, but I'm not quite ready to launch yet, but follow up with me. When I see a yellow card in my box, these are my existing first generation partners. For those of you who have second generation partners, you should have them also in your box, because you would be assisting and coaching them as well, because you'll be helping your first gen do that. So once I see a yellow card, this means that these persons are already partners with me. When I see a white health card, that means these are existing customers with me. When I see a white card, that is a contact card. These are customers who are interested in product only. So I'm going to stop now for questions from you, because I know I just covered quite a bit and maybe a little heavy for some persons.
No question at the moment. We can get going. There wasn't any new question at the moment.
All right. So from the survey form to transferring to the card. So I'm going to do a little test right now with you. When do you use the survey form? You could just type the response for me in the chat box. When do you use the survey form? After the tour, after the tour, after the tour. So you can show it after the tour, either for the business tour if you're doing the full business presentation, or even you've done just a product presentation, you can use it as well, because you want to know what products they're interested in, right? You also use the survey form if a person attends the leadership cocktail. If a person attends the leadership cocktail on a Sunday and they're a guest of yours, you can use the survey form as well. After you have done the survey form, what's the next step for you with your guest? Some persons are paying attention. I love that. What's the next step after completing the survey? Raphael, can you put your question in the Q&A? Because I don't want to lose that question, please. Three-way calls, set up a follow-up. Correct. Do your three-way calls and the follow-up. Do the three-way calls. If the person is not signing up right away, that means they have questions, they have concerns. Do the three-way call with your qualified My 5. Do that three-way call. Do the three-way call. Do the three-way call. Now, a person says, you have the person on the green card, and the person says, yes, John, I'm ready to get started right away. I have seen this and I love what I see. I'm excited. I can see how I can make this work for me. I know so many families I can help, and I can see how I can make an additional $1,200 in my first month. Actually, I can see how I can make much more than that because I understand the $300, right? What do you do with that person who's launching right away? They've launched. What do you do with that card? All right, Levi, I see Raphael has put the question again in the chat. I think he's not of the Q&A. So just take note of that question for me so
yes.
I don't.
I mean, the question in the Q&A is not from Raphael. He hasn't put the question yet. It's
Yeah, he put it again in the comments. So I'm thinking that he doesn't know how to reach the Q&A. So
okay, I'm going to capture this question and save it. I will screenshot this question.
All right. So if the person is signing up right away, Raymond, you're absolutely correct. Carlisle, you're correct. Yulia, you're correct. John, you're correct. You turn the person onto a yellow card. Yellow, yellow, yellow. If the person is interested, I want to do this. I really want to do this, but I'm not ready to sign up right now. Give me a week, give me 2 weeks, give me the end of the month. What do you do with that person? What do you do with that card? You've done the three-way and all of that. Red card, bam. So this is where a red card is good. I know in soccer, a red card is not good. I don't know. I don't know very much about soccer. But red card, when you see a red card, you get excited. That's a person to follow up with. Follow up until they get onto a yellow card. Hot leads, that's right. A person says, I want to do only the products. I'm not interested in becoming a partner. And they did not launch right away. What do you do with that person? White card. Bravo. Thank you, Naima. A person launches right away. I was sure that it turns red the moment I book a tour or identify a need. So there are instances where you will have a person immediately on a red card, as well as Yulia said, and it will happen to you, and I will explain in a little while. The VIP card, if the person buys right away, it's a VIP card. So let me touch a little bit on what Yulia just put there. A person turns red the moment you book a tour or identify a need. So the person, you would speak to a person, you meet a person, you're doing your prospecting, really, prospecting. And the person has been following you on social media, or you met the person one-on-one and you had a conversation. The person did not even see the full presentation. And the person says, well, you know what? I've been looking for something like this. I'm really interested. I don't need all of the details. I know you. I like you. I trust you. You've been doing this for so long. Count me in. Count me in. I've actually signed up people just like that. And afterwards, they get to know the stuff. They said, but I don't even need to know the details. I know you, I like you, I trust you. I've known you for a very long time. You've been doing this for over 10 years and you've been doing it full time. I see your daughter is flourishing. I'm saying, you know what, just plug me in. I'll learn the stuff after, just position me in. And then they give me their card. Or they say, you know what, Vern, meet with me next week for me to sign up right away because I'm traveling and I will not have time to come on your tour, but just, I put them on the red card right away because it's a hot lead. So you will have little scenarios that would not follow all of the steps. But once you understand the concept, you will know how to use each color, right? You will know how to use this color. That was me when my friend shared with me. You see, Naima says that was her. So there are persons on the call that actually did that they went straight on a red card or straight on a yellow card. I have had quite a few persons like that. So thank you for bringing that up, Julia. That was a great point to bring up. Levi, give me your questions now. Let's take the questions. You're muted.
Sorry. We have Roten saying, could you please repeat slowly your script before the survey? Thanks.
All right, so I will do that one just a little bit. Give me Raphael's question.
Okay, I'm pulling that up now. Okay, Raphael says, Venetia, how do you work with your team daily in order to help them actually embrace the system?
All right, so my first and second generation, I have them in what is called a broadcast list, not in a group chat. Normally, persons miss a lot of messages, important messages sometimes when they're in a big group chat. While I have a group chat for St. Lucia, one for Dominica, one for Grenada, one for St. Vincent, I still have a huge Caribbean Explosion group chat for persons who really want to be part of Explosion. So before that, I have a distribution list on WhatsApp where all of my first and second generations are. And what I do, I send out information there every day and remind persons of what situations or circumstances they can access me for. Well, by now everybody knows. So the trainings that are happening with the company, like today, I send reminders to make sure they're on the training. When the recordings come back out, I take the recording, even if I put it in the group chat. My first and second generation persons are those that help me hit certain personal targets. So I want to make sure I stay very close to them. So I send information to them frequently. I send motivational information to them often enough, if not once a week, multiple times a week, to make sure the connection is there. Why a distribution list? When I do the distribution list, if I have Yulia, Carlisle, Raymond, Naima, John on my distribution list, each one of them receive a personal message from me, not in a group, from me. They see Venetia and they see a message from Venetia. Persons tend to respond more to personal messages rather than group messages, okay? In the My 5 group chats, a person in my team who does that a lot is Charlene. When important things come up, she puts it in the My 5 group chats. So persons, everybody there can get that information and also use it for other persons that they have that they want to share information with as well. And I also stay in touch via the big group chats. So when it comes to the DMO, the daily method of operation, send reminders. Have you done your DMO for today? And sometimes I send mine to show them what I have done for today. Sometimes my WMO send it out. This is what I have done for my week. Share with me what you've done for your week. Do you have any challenges in making your calls? Do you have any challenges in your schedule? Do you have any challenges? So what they're seeing is a consistency of you reaching out and to be able to have them. The communication line remains open. The other thing I do as a leader is I do training with my team. So apart from the company's training, for example, you have a lot of new persons or persons who are not frequently on the company's trainings for whatever reason. A lot of persons from the Caribbean working the hotels. And so they tend to miss a lot of the training and they may have questions. I know Amajit's team has a Q&A that they've opened up to the whole company, which is great. And a lot of persons attend that. But it's great to have a Q&A for your own team as well, no matter how big or small your team. For example, I've done the training today, and many persons may have questions, but may be shy in asking the questions in this forum. Then if you have the Q&A for your team, then it allows for these persons in a warmer environment, in a cozy environment, to be able to ask these questions a lot freer and for you to be able to have these kind of questions answered. Now, for you, Raphael, if you're not very, very well-versed, and that's not just for Raphael, that's for all of us, and you feel you need support of your upline to be able to come in, you may not bring your upline or your qualified My 5 into all your trainings, but maybe once a month to have a special training, to have that special person or special guest in your My5 to come to answer special questions or to do a special presentation to your personal team. This is very, very powerful. And for those persons who've practiced that, you find these teams grow a lot faster. You create more leaders in your team faster. And you, as the individual who's doing that, you skyrocket as a leader. You grow as a leader much faster, because to learn a thing is to teach it. If you want to really learn a thing, teach it. So take this that you've learned today, go back to your team and teach them exactly what we've taught today. How to do the DMO, how to do the WMO, how to do the survey, and how you treat these cards after you've done the survey. When you teach it, you learn it. That's how I have mastered this forensic networker system. I didn't just do it, but I have been teaching it for a long time. And that's how I have mastered it. And after you've mastered it, you come up with new ideas to make it work better and work better and work better and work better. So Raphael, I hope that answered your question. The other question we had was the script that I use for what again?
Yes, it was a script. He said, could you please repeat slowly your script before the survey?
Okay, great.
I think it's about the survey.
The survey. Wonderful. Raphael says that this was a good answer for him. After I have shown the person the tour, the first thing I do is always thank them for the time. So I either send a voice note if it's very late. Like if the tour was done at 9 p.m., then that tour would have been finished at maybe 10 p.m., right? For our Caribbean tour, it's done at 8 p.m. The actual presentation for us takes about half an hour. But what we have done with our presentation has become very effective. We have a lot of persons buying products and persons launching, is we do another half hour, or sometimes it goes even to 1 hour of testimonials after testimonials after testimonials. And guess what? The first time we did it, we thought it was so long that persons would leave the call. Nobody left. We had about 70 something persons on that first one when we changed the presentation with the shorter presentation, and we jumped back the call with so many testimonials. We had 70 something persons. Every single one of them stayed at the end, and so many persons sold products because of the testimonials. So after that, if the tour ends at 9:30 p.m. my time, I send a voice note and I say, hi, Naima, good evening. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited after this 1.5 hours. Thank you so much for your time and for staying on for the full time. And I know you must be jam-packed with questions, but if it's okay with you, I would like to get some feedback from you. If now is a good time, I would love to call you. If now is not a good time, I would love to call you tomorrow. Just let me know when is a good time. And I wait for a response because I want to respect the privacy and the time if it's late night. If it's during the day, I place the call right away. I call and I say, hi, Julia, thank you so much for your time and your interest in Opulence Global. If it's okay with you, I would like to take only 2 minutes or less from your time just to get some feedback from you. And so that will tell me where you're at and to enable me to follow up with you. Is that okay for me to do it right now? If they say yes, thank them, and then I move on to the questions. If it's not okay right now, I completely understand that's okay. Between now and the next, today's Saturday, between now and Monday, when would be a best time for me to call you to do that very short survey with you? You want to do it within your first 24 hours. And if the first 24 hours is not good, then do the next 24 hours. Keep it urgent, keep it, because the fresher it is, the better for you. So this is the script I use, whether it's via verbal, whether it's text, whether it's voice note. Thank them for the time. Get permission to do it beforehand. If now is not a good time, book them within the next 24 hours and get permission for that. And when they're done, always thank them for their time. Good enough? Let me know if that answered the question, the person who posed the question. Do we have any other questions?
Yes,
Levy?
we do. The next question is, how can we get the best benefit from our MiFi, and how effective can we use Fiscal?
All right, that's a very powerful question. Your MiFi, every single one of us here should have a MiFi. Some of us have a Mi1, some of us have a Mi2, depending on who launched you. If Reza launched you, you have a Mi1. You know, If I launch you, you have a my 3. So the my 5 or my 7 or my 1 or my 2 or my 3, whatever my you have, these persons form your personal support system. I will say this again, and I would love to end the confusion with your my 5. Your my 5 are persons who are positioned above you that are qualified to answer your questions, to coach you, to train you, and to be available to work with you with your guests. And I want to highlight, I want to bold and underline 3 times and put in red with, the word with. Your my 5 is there to assist you, to support you, to work with you, not for you. So you have your hotshot 7 that you are very afraid of contacting because you're intimidated by them. You have Vern, who's part of your my 5. She's been there a long time. She's doing this really well. Vern, listen, I have a hotshot 7. This is a minister of this. This man is one of the biggest business owners in my community. He doesn't know me. I don't know him personally, but his number, I know how to reach him. And I'm really afraid. I would love for you to be able to reach out to him with me, please. This is one way that your my 5 can assist in helping you reach out to your hotshot 7. I had gone through hotshot 7 some time ago in a previous training. If you have a question regarding your business, your my 5, hopefully you have a my 5 group chat, whether it's on WhatsApp or whatever app you have, but you have all 5 of them in one place, right? You put the question that you have there. I have a new person who is interested in buying Fountain of Life and ordering a toothpaste, and I don't know how to create a VIP account. I would need some assistance. You put that in your my 5 group chat. Don't go in your big group chat where there are 200 people and put that there. It will get lost. Okay, it will get lost. Your uplines pay attention to your my 5 group chats, perhaps more than the big group chat, because anytime a my 5 group chat pops up, that is somebody asking for help. That is you asking for help. All right. So that's another way. You have shown somebody your tour. Hello, my 5. I just showed Venetia the presentation. She has done the survey. Take a picture of the survey, dump it into your chat, into the my 5 group chat. Is anyone available tomorrow to be able to do a freeway call with me, with Venetia, my prospect, who's very excited? Please, I will wait for someone to respond. At least one person would respond to you to be able to do this my 5, this three-way call with you, okay? Now, another way to use your my 5 is if you have a person, so Venetia is part of your my 5, you have a guest in St. Lucia who you would like Venetia to meet with one-on-one. That's another way I have supported my partners that are outside of St. Lucia that has persons in St. Lucia that I would like to meet with. Either the person came to a physical tour or the person wants to meet one-on-one with your upline, and that's me. I met with that. Now, what your my 5 is not. So I hope that answers the question as to how your my 5 works. All right. What your my 5 is not, your my 5 is not your slave. Your my 5 is not your employee. Your my 5 is not your machine to work for you. So if a person calls me and puts in a my 5, Vern, I have a person who wants to see the presentation. Can you meet with them to do a one-on-one presentation for me, please? Listen, the last time I had a boss was 2012. I fired my boss September 2012. I don't work for you. I'm very sorry. I don't work for you. I will do that presentation, but I will do it when you are available to sit in. So that's me doing the presentation with you, and it's training and coaching for you. So I do the first one with you. The second time you have one, we meet again, and this time you do it, but I sit in to be able to offer support there. Don't call your My5 and tell your My5 to call Venetia to close Venetia for you. No, that's not what your My5 does. You ought to be on that call so you can introduce your guest to your upline and to edify your upline to your guest. And once you've done that, you hand the call over to your My5, to your whoever from your My5 who's on the call. You put yourself on mute and you listen and take a lot of notes. Listen and take a lot of notes. And so this is how you utilize your My5. So for those of you who do not know your My5, please reach out to the person who launched you and ask them to introduce your My5 support team to you, because your My5 support team, if you're using your My5 support team properly or effectively, and you're doing your DMOs, your daily method of operation, you're doing your action, your activity daily, guys, within the 18-month period that Forensic promises, you will be hitting your 5-figure monthly income. Yeah. Do we have any other questions, Levy?
Not at the moment. We have a lot of reaction in the chat room. No, not at the moment. No new question yet.
All right, great. If there's anyone who has any difficulties in downloading the support documents from your back office, maybe you're not as computer savvy or you're just having difficulty doing it, this is another reason to reach out to your My5 actually, to ask them to email these forms to you. The forensic forms, that's the tracking sheets, the DMO tracking sheets, and the WMO tracking sheets. If you're having difficulty downloading them, ask your My5, anyone to send it to you. If they already have it downloaded, they can email it to you. If you do not have the survey printed, if you do not have the print them, please print them, because it will form part of your forensic tools. It is a very, very powerful tool to use, guys. So please download it. If you have difficulty, ask somebody from your My5 to email it to you if you do not have that. What other tools that we have? If you do not have the white health sheets, they're in your back office. Please order a few of them, because it enables you to follow up very, very effectively with your VIP customers, your existing VIP customers. And these help you to follow up with your prospective customers to be able to get them to purchase from you. So your prospective, another tip I can give you, my prospective customers, I also have them on a distribution list, and I usually send them testimonials. I usually send them actual videos and voice notes of testimonials that I would get, or screenshots of the text of testimonials from my existing customers. And that is how I have been able to convert a lot of prospective customers into actual users. I also have all of my users in my distribution list, and I send them reminders. I also send them testimonials as well. I also send them, did you know, right? And I send them reminders as well. So my new customers, my new users, I have them separate as well to send reminders. I send them videos of me taking my drops every day. And then I said, I just took my drops and I remembered you, so please take your drops. And I usually get a lot of nice responses from that, saying, but you're so funny. Thank you so much for reminding me, because I had forgotten to take my drops today. So guys, just have fun with your business. Just have fun with it. And like Rona says, when you begin to have fun with it, it doesn't feel like work. It's just fun. It's just fun, especially when you get to fall in love with your products and you begin to see what it's doing for the people that you're sharing it with. So I think I shared a lot of great tips today as to how you can really rev your business up to the next level. So to recap from last week to this week, let me just share my screen here. Have a system that you follow every single day. Do at least 1 hour of motivation every day. What the motivational material you listen to does, it stops the conversation happening in your subconscious mind that is derailing you from taking action. When you listen to the success stories of others, for example, these past couple of weeks, I've really been listening to Chloe's Leadership Cocktail, because While, Arthur always says that, and he says it so often that I think now is his quote, while it's not. A picture counts itself in the frame. And while I am part of Chloe's story, when I listen to her story, it really, really sinks in and it hits me. It hits me and it says, if you did this, you mean you could do it again and again and again and again and again. And you can help so many families, so many parents achieve what you've helped your daughter achieve. So listen to motivational material every day. It helps you eliminate the negative persons or negativity in your environment or your sphere, because when you pump yourself or you fill yourself up with positive energy, it means that you're giving off the vibration of that. And when you give off the vibration of that, then you attract that back to yourself, right? So listen to motivational material or empowerment material every single day. As you do that, it begins to empower you to be able to go and put yourself out there on social media. So the social media platforms that you use, that you have access to use them. I know that some persons still don't know what their WhatsApp status is. Guys, this is so powerful. When you put things on your WhatsApp status, you go to WhatsApp, and if you have an Android, it says status at the top. If you have Apple, it has it in the bottom, status, and you have the status updates, whether you can do video, picture, or just text, or a combination of, right? So who sees your WhatsApp status? Everybody that you have saved as a contact on your phone, and they have you saved as a contact on their phone. They will all see your WhatsApp status. It's 30 seconds, just like Facebook story and Instagram story. So you do this short video. Hey guys, I just want to share with you, I took my drops yesterday. Let me tell you what happened to me yesterday to today. And very quickly, and then you share it and you dump it there, right? You have fun with that. You post onto your Facebook news feed, your Instagram, if you have a business page. Utilize these, because one, you have free publication, unless if you are using paid advertising on Facebook and on Instagram or whatever platform you're using. Make sure that your postings include something that is personal. So whoever is following you or seeing you online does not see you as a robot, that they see that you're an actual person. So I post a lot about my family. I post about things I'm having fun with and all of that. Post about my product so I went through that already. Do your social media postings. All right. That's very important in helping you keep yourself out there, having new persons find you and you finding new persons. So that helps you update your list daily, and prospective persons to see your business and your products. Contact minimum. Even if you're doing this part-time, every single person can dial 20 persons per day. Yes, you can. And if you do this 5 days a week, that's 100 persons you're contacting for the week. If you are contacting 20 persons for the week, I can guarantee you would book at least 5 tours for the week. Yep, you would. Excuse me. So as you are using up your list, add persons to your list every day. How do you do that? When you go out, you network. And you don't go out just to network. You go to the supermarket, you go to have fun, you go to the beach, you go wherever you go, to the cinema, you meet people, right? If there's one thing you do is you meet people. So add them to your list. When persons reach out to you on social media, add them to your list. Persons are inquiring about your product, add them to the list. Just keep adding them to your list. Conduct 1 tour daily. Now this one, when I say conduct 1 tour daily, I don't mean to invite that one person to see the presentation that somebody else is conducting. When you personally conduct 1 tour daily, this is training for you. Whether the person signs up or not, it doesn't even matter. This is training for you, because your My 5 is not serving only you. Your My 5 is serving so many other persons. So when you begin to conduct presentations on your own, that person that you are sitting with or doing the presentation with sees you as being strong, and then they want to do business with you. People are attracted to strength, not weakness. So begin doing at least 1 tour per day so you can grow in that area, right? Follow up with your existing persons. So follow up with those persons. Well, let's go in order. Follow up with 20 customers, existing or potential. follow up with at least 10 business prospects. It will probably build up to 10 as you begin to do this. So you may start up with 1, it will grow to 2, but when you really begin to do this consistently, follow up with at least 10 business prospects per day. If you do from 1 to 8 every day, if you do from 1 to 8 every day, that is called frontline work. That should make up 70% of your daily activity. If it's the reverse, that you're supporting more than you do in frontline work, then you really are a manager and you're not building your business. The exception to this is if you have a massive team, right? If you already have a massive team, that means that you need to put a little bit more than 30% in supporting your team. But if you're just beginning to do this, which is what most persons on this call are doing, 70% of your time should be from 1 to 10, right? Should be this. And then gradually, a little bit more time will go into supporting your team. There's something I have here that I stress a lot on, that is work on one personal development area to help support my team. If you are doing at least 1 talk per day, that is a massive development area that everybody can work on, okay? And if you're doing the daily postings, that is another massive development area. And these development areas will do 2 things for you. It will help you grow your business and it will help you support your team as well. If there are other areas that you need to work on, I know a lot of persons have challenges in following up. They don't have the skill set in doing that. Develop yourself in that area by asking for help, or there are tons and tons of training material on YouTube that you can actually use, or our past training that we have done in Opulence Global. There's a lot of that. The other thing is closing. A lot of persons don't know how to close effectively. They don't know how to ask for the money. You can develop yourself in that area so it helps your team grow and it helps you make more money as well. Remember, every single one of us came in here to make money for whatever reason or another. We came in here to make more money. So if all you're doing is from 11 to 14, where you're attending only the webinars, you're so busy attending webinars and doing webinars, say you're doing presentations for this team, that team, that team, that team, but you're not touching your list, or you don't even have a list. You're not forensic. You're not doing forensic. You're simply here supporting people or doing work that you're not getting paid for. So if all you're doing is attending webinars, guys, you won't make a cent. You won't make a cent. If you are doing from 1 to 8, you will make a truckload of money, even if you're not doing the rest. I'm not saying not to do the rest, but if you are doing from 1 to 8, then you will make a truckload of money. If you are doing 1 to 8, I know that you would be doing the rest because that would have been what would empower you in the first place to doing 1 to 8. So I hope this has made a lot of sense for you. So do have a system in place. Do have a list of the things to do every single day. Have a daily method of operation. When you are doing your daily method of operation, track it. Track it by when you make your calls on your cards, put the notes on your cards, and file these cards back away properly in your forensic box. But also capture the results of each call that you have made. Capture it. At the end of the day, do your report as to what the results of each call was. At the end of the week, take your DMO cards and tabulate it and put in the numbers there so you yourself can see what it is that you have done for the week and what results it has brought back for you for the week. If you realize you have high numbers in these areas, like you have a high rate of contact, you have a lot of tours that you're showing, but where it says member and client is 0, ask for help. Ask for help. Go to your My5, go to your upline and let them know, listen, my WMO, I have done for the past 2 weeks, I have made 400 plus calls. I have shown 20 tours, but I'm not able to launch anyone and I'm not able to sell any products. Can you help me in that area so I can convert persons to launching with me or to becoming a customer with me? And this is where your WMO will empower you. You will learn, you will grow, and it will have you ask for help a lot easier. And remember to use all of your cards effectively, so to help make your box a lot easier to use and to free your mind, that when you know you've done that, you've updated your box at the end of each day of the week. Today's Saturday, like Ronan, the week has ended, he's done his WMO. Now he's fixing up his cards for next week, right? He's fixing up his box for the next work week. So all of the red ones for next week is in place. The yellow ones, that's persons, his new persons that he launched this week. He launched 3 persons this week that he's supposed to be coaching this week. He has them in next week for coaching as well, with his green cards, his yellow cards, his red cards, and his white cards. So Levy, I am handing back over to you guys. I don't know if there are any other questions.
Yes, we do. We have a couple of questions. The first one is about the difference between, the person wants to know the difference between user and customers.
All right, a user is a person I have had. The user and a customer pretty much is the same. A user and a customer is the same. When you have a prospect, somebody who you have shown the presentation to, for example, okay, let's stick to the products, a person that you have explained the products to, or you have given samples to, but have not purchased, this person is a prospect. This person goes on my white card here as a prospect. If the person has already purchased and the person is already using, I have this person on an actual VIP profile card, right? And this profile card is capturing, there are many studies showing blah, blah, blah. They want to know what areas the person is looking to improve in their health, in their body. So promotes, is it heart, is it breast, is it prostate? And you have a thing there for other. So it allows you to be able to capture and to be able to manage the expectations really well. And when you have to follow up with the person who's an actual customer or user, you use that card to be able to see they've been taking it for a week now. You follow up based on the week that you've been taking. Have you experienced, if the person says low energy, have you experienced a higher energy? If the person was experiencing hot flashes, how have your hot flashes been? So a user or a customer is the same, and you have on your prospect on this VIP card. If it's a person you have spoken to, you have given information to, and have not purchased, they go on this card. I hope this answers the question for the individual. Next question, Levy.
Yes, the next question is, where do, I think the person mean, where do we go? Where do we go for the daily posting?
It's you use your own personal social media platform. So if you have a Facebook account, for example, you know where Facebook says, what's on your mind? You go in there and you type, or you share a video, or you share a picture, and you put what's on your mind. So I go there and I post something inspirational. It can be a video that I'm speaking myself, or a video that somebody else shared, or a video that you found that you love, you share. Anything inspirational, all right? You share. Share also experiences of you using the product. Guys, I will stress on you being the star in that movie. The first one will be hard. The first one will be hard. So here's what to do. Take your phone, put it in front of you, do the video, do not listen to it. Don't go back and watch the video because you will not post it. You won't post it. So go do the video and just upload it on Facebook, right? Upload it on Facebook, upload it on Instagram, wherever your platform is, right? Just do it live. Raphael says do it live. Some persons are afraid of the live. If you don't know how to do a live, then do the recording. And the best way to do it is do a live. Just do it. Yes, just do it. I remember a lot of persons when I started doing that with them, they didn't know how to, and they just went and they did it and they loved it because the people who are connected with you on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, wherever you're posting, when they begin to see you, they're like, oh my God, look at Vern. Oh my God, look at Naima. And then they start sending responses to you. Now, if you know anything about algorithms, and they start sending comments, then that means then you begin to see your posts more and more and more in the feeds, right? This is social media training that we probably should have, right? So using social media is a very, very, very powerful way. So your postings can be on Facebook, on your page, on Instagram, on your page, on LinkedIn, on your account, and WhatsApp status, your personal WhatsApp status. So on Facebook, you have your newsfeed and your story and the reels. There's reels now. I can't go into the detail of that right now. You have the same thing on Instagram. You have the same thing on TikTok, and you have WhatsApp status that you can use as well. So I hope this answered your question as to where you should do the postings.
Yes. Okay. We have another question as well. What do we call a partner who is just using, not building?
Well, a user. Well, I call them a customer, a wholesale customer. And there are quite a number of persons who actually launched just to purchase at 30% discount. There's nothing wrong in having these. Actually, they give you some good push-up volume because they're buying, and some of them are actually buying just to sell as well. There's some persons who are not building, they're only buying to retail. There's some persons in the Caribbean that are like that. They purchase the momentum packs, they purchase the family packs just to go back and sell, and that's all they're interested in. They're not interested in building the network. So for these persons, they're still very good partners for you, because when they purchase one momentum pack, guess how much push-up volume they give you? 1,403. So if you have, say, 5 persons in your team that all they're doing is purchasing products to resell or for personal use, just figure the products give you 46% push-up volume. So that's a lot of volume there for you. So these are very valuable to your team as well. Eventually, what they will become, when they may not even, the strategy that you can use for those, if you want to convert them into building, is, it's actually part of my personal tour, my personal presentation. I ask them, what would it mean to you if you can help 4 families save money to purchase the products like you're saving? Let's say this individual is only buying for personal use. They're not really buying to retail, not even that. They're buying 6 bottles every month or every other month or however often. So let's say that's Levy. Levy, I realize that you're ordering frequently for personal use. Can you think of 4 families that can use the product and get the kind of results that you're getting, but able to save 30% like you're saving? Do you know 4 families you could help get better in their health and save money while doing that? And they will say, but of course, Vern, I know this family, that family, and I know that they have issues as well. You mind me helping you share the information with them on that? Because our objective is really to help families remove the toxins that they use in the products they use every day, and to really promote a better quality of healthcare. And with all the inflation, to have access to these products and to buy them at a much lower price like you. You mind that on your behalf I could share the information with them? Now, Levy says yes. So Levy, if you could contact them and then connect with me so I can show them while you're there with me. Is that okay? Levy says, sure, yes, Verno, I could do that. I mean, it would mean so much to them, I'm sure. That language, I'm not telling Levy to build a business, because a lot of persons have a block to, I don't want to do this business. But when you show them from the perspective of you helping them help others save money and improve their quality of health, then they become more receptive and more open to sharing information. Now, guess what? I did that, and all 4 of these persons bought a wholesale and product package called a lifestyle advisor package. I didn't tell them to start a business. I'm telling them to buy a membership, a wholesale membership and products package. And we call that a lifestyle advisor package. And then all 4 of them bought that package. Then Lev is telling me, Vern, I see something in my back office that says $1,200. What is that? Now I begin to teach Levy how he's making money just by helping other people save money and improve their health. The language is different, but the activity is the same. So they said there's so many ways to skin a cat. There's nobody doesn't mind to make more money. So I love that question, because you can't convert a person. It's not how you call them, it's how you treat them. So if you're paying attention, like I said earlier, the 2 places that I spend time in my back office is the training place. I want to see the new material that corporate has put in there for me to build my business. And I want to see the activity that my team has. And if I realize that there's a person that's just ordering a small number of products every month, every other month, then that person is just there to get products for personal use. And they're not building. So now it's not how I call you, it's how I treat you. Okay. So if Levy says to me, Vern, there's $1,200, that means, Levy, if you do that for another 4 families next month, that's another $1,200 that you can make. Now, I'm not going to have the conversation about if you build a team left and right, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do that, because I'm guiding you as to what to do, so you have positioned the persons properly. Within a few weeks, what you will see is more money. You've not launched anybody. Levy has not launched anybody. And then he sees another $100 or $220 or $400 added to that. I said, Vern, I'm confused now. I'm seeing more money. I've not done anything and I'm seeing more money. Then I go into Levy's back office with him. And I show him, you remember these 4 families that you brought on to help them save? This is what happened. When they bought their package, you got $300, and we call that volume, push-up volume or commissionable volume. And because it accumulated, that paid you what is called team commissions. Now, if you see that one, he ordered a family pack. That one ordered a momentum pack. This is how you made this extra $400. You said, what? You mean I can do that? So now you're having this person who just came on to buy products experience the compensation plan via the conversation you had with them in helping other families. Simple as that. Simple as that. Now, because they did that, some persons launched with them and some persons bought products with them via VIP. Guess what? They see then their face on the flyer of the MGRS, just like that. They don't know anything about MGRS. So guys, you see where I'm going with this. So it's not how you call them, but it's how you treat them. All right. So I hope this answered that question for you. Great feedback. I love that. We have any other questions?
Yes. I think we answered all the questions. The last one is a thank you. Yeah. We answered them all.
Yeah. By now, you all know I like to dance, right?
Yes, I do.
I don't know how to dance very well. So to everyone on the call, guys, I hope this training and last week training really added value for you. I really hope that it enabled you to put structure in your business. I hope it enabled you to actually finally put together a daily method of operation for you to build your business, whether it's part-time serious, or moving into full-time. I hope you understand now how to do the daily method of operation tracking and the WMO tracking. I love the questions that you asked because it allowed for more teaching and more learning about the My 5. I hope you get to use the survey form. Never use a survey form.
Yes. Thank you for noting that. I always I do the presentation either online or physical, and I remember now that that's one of the steps that I didn't include. So, I mean, probably it's in my mind, just asking the question at the end, but it's not going through all of it. So I think now is one of the steps I'm going to do now, like make sure we went through all the survey, even reduce the presentation time just to give time to do the post presentation survey.
I'm so happy that you guys found value. I think I see Ronan's hand raised. If Ronan, is your hand raised on purpose or in error? I've unmuted Ronan. Ronan, we've unmuted you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
My hand is raised by complete mistake. No, it's not. I wanted to add regarding the topic of the survey, two things that I share with my organization, and that's where you might want to write some very quick notes. I'm going to do this very, very quickly. Most people do not see in their mind the full structure of a 1 hour process. And it's irrelevant if it's on Zoom or one-on-one in a coffee shop, okay, or even 2-on-1 you can do at home. But this is really how I recommend it. You start, let's say that Levi has just brought a prospect for me to do a tour, right? So I would, obviously, he will edify me, he will edify the guest, and then I will start with what I call 2 questions. The first question is really understanding, and the second is a commitment question. And then I do an agenda, so I'll explain. I would say, hi, Vernisha, I understand that Levi invited you today, but I like to manage expectation. Please tell me, why did you come today, and what is the best outcome you hope to get out of our call? And then I listen. I just listen. And whatever they say, if there is an issue, I will handle it. If not, I continue to my commitment question. And my commitment question is, so Vernisha, if what I will show you today as a business, or that's depending if she came for a business or a product. If I show you today a product that will solve all your issues, right? Or more important, if it's a business, what my question will be is, Vernisha, so if you see something today that fits you like a glove, can you start a business today, or is there anything in life that's delaying you or holding you back? You see, before I even start my presentation, I prefer the person to tell me whatever they come up with. And some of them will say, well, it depends what I show, what you show me. I said, that's fine, but if I'll show you something that fits you, is there anything holding you back from starting a business today? Well, actually, no. I said, great. So our agenda for today, I will show you a 30 minutes PowerPoint. I will then immediately jump to a post-tour survey to make sharper in your mind some of the questions you might have. And after that, we'll do a question and answer, and we will help guiding you so you can guide us to where you want to move. So I always do this before, then I start the PowerPoint. Then once I finish the PowerPoint, I already open the online survey because you can fill it online. It's beautiful. You just go to your back office, download download the survey, open it up, share it on your Zoom, and ask the question, and you can fill it up yourself, right? And it's a process because the questionnaire will eventually bring all the answers that you're looking for. They will tell you how they're joining. They will tell you why they're joining. They will tell you when they're joining, right? And even how they're starting. So everything is there. And at the end, my last 2 questions are always the same. So, Vernisha, after everything you've seen today, do you believe you can be successful with us in this platform? First question. Second question, do you have any other questions? Are you ready to lock a position so we can together start working towards your successful future? And that is how I end and register. Back to you. Bye-bye. Wonderful training.
Thank you so much for that, Ronan. That added a lot of value to what we already learned today, guys. So as you can see, and as you can experience, most, if not all of the training you require to be successful in your Opulence Global business, or I can say this forensic training you can use in virtually any business. Some of my students are actually using it in other businesses that they have, not necessarily network marketing businesses, but other businesses, and they're seeing some phenomenal results there as well. So you can use this and apply this in any business that you have because you need structure. You need a system, and you need something that you can use as accountability to yourself. Raymond asked, do we have part 3, Vern? Thank you so much. No, Raymond, we did not schedule a part 3. And if there was a part 3, it would not be training. It would be actual work, actual workshop, where we would come here for 2 hours. Persons who did not have the list would actually have to sit and write the list of 500 names. Persons who already have the list will have to start making calls. And so if I have to do a part 3, it would be actual sit down work and not training. All right. So Levy, thank you so much for being by far, I think, the best forensic host I could have had. You were completely amazing. Thank you so much. And I look forward to working with you again, Levy, and perhaps doing some forensic stuff with you moving in the future. So back to you, and thank you to every single person.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Venetia, for sharing your knowledge, your experience with us. We definitely need it. And you've been a wonderful leader and a person of experience and inspiration. So I'm very glad to, be your host today. It's a blessing, and a blessing to us all. And yeah, thank you very much for the time you put in the training. So I truly appreciate it.
Thank you, Levy. So I will let you do your announcements, and I'll be off screen.
Okay, everybody, we're going to, Venetia, can you make me the host? Venetia? Okay, there we go. Got it. I'm trying to share my screen here so that you can see the slideshow for the announcement. So there we go. All right. So we're going through the announcements, updates, and upcoming events. We have in our calendar the Caribbean conference that are going on, started the 18th to the 31st, or the 30th. So we have about a week again until next week for the Caribbean conference. It's a very hot conference, very powerful conference. Our SVP, Sanaz Human, is delivering an absolute captivating keynote. And I encourage everybody in the area and those who can travel as well to make the trip and to experience this special conference in the Caribbean. So it's taking place in Trinidad, in Tobago, in Dominica, and St. Lucia, of course, where our beloved Venetia is. Okay, in August, remember there will be a biannual inventory port. So it's a shopping cart shutdown, start August the 1st to the 5th, and we will be aware of that. And August the 13th, the Customer Appreciation BBQ will be taking place at the headquarters, and followed by, the big events that are coming up, the Product Innovation Conference in September. It's taking place in Toronto as well. Will be a big time to see the showcase of the products and the upcoming product, the new products, and the benefit that we have by using those special products. Okay, the World Tour, as we already know, has begun and is fully in effect right now. We have our CEO and our SVP in the tour right now, and they are touring in different locations. The upcoming location will be Ottawa, Canada, July 23rd, which is today. So everybody should be there, followed by the conference in the Caribbean and London as well, July 30th to the 31st. So we're going to have Davido, Daniela, Rico, and Lucy to be present, and will be accompanying the SVP, Sana Husman, and our beloved founder and CEO, Mr. Ramid Miskalo. Okay, in London, there will be a a good event in London. The ticket is already available, cash price, 200 Canadian dollar. And you can buy your ticket. It's free for guests. So every guest have a free seat. And the event starts July 30th to the 31st. So there'll be a training, business overview, and then meeting and greeting with Renee, our youngest millionaire, lifestyle director 4, and Stella as well, who is very active in the UK market, is going to be there. Okay, the tickets, the early bird ticket for the product and innovation conference are available right now. So we encourage everybody to take the ticket right now. It's a $249 early bird ticket. And we know this event is a big event because all the top earners and the CEO are going to be present alongside the scientists who help develop the product are going to be there. And the designer-in-chief, our SVP, Sandra Suman, is going to be there as well. So I encourage everybody to book the ticket and to be ready for September 23rd to the 24th. Okay, the BBQ, the customer appreciation, is coming up the 13th, so be ready for that as well. And we have a big cruise, the upcoming big cruise, which will be taking place in Miami and in Mexico. Everybody, those who are not qualified yet, should race for the qualification for the Lifestyle Director 2. So it's a big motivation so that everybody should be qualified to attend this event, because it will be a wonderful cruise for everybody. And I encourage everybody to make all the necessary and the work to get there. Okay, the Blitz promotion. The Blitz promotion is a great promotion going on in India. So for people who are in India locally and business partners who have the team in India, this promotion will help them launch new business partners, buy one, get one free. So we're enabled to have more partners to launch in the India market. The promotion is going on, has been extended until July 31st. So be prompt, share the information with your partners, promote the information, and take advantage of the promotion. Okay, yes, our beloved Venetia just increased our knowledge today, and that was very fun. We're going to follow up with another section, but not the forensic workshop. The forensic workshop ends today. The following might be a training, more putting in practice what we do. So be ready for that as well, because that's possible. And we're going to have our leadership cocktail tomorrow. And it's a really big one because our founder and CEO, Mr. Ramin Miskalu, is going to be present. He's going to share his inspiring story and how he came with the idea of Opulence Global and his unique journey, the pathway to success. So if you're interested, I'm sure you are our guest, and you should be ready tomorrow, July 24th, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rico is going to be the guest, and you should be ready to be inspired by our founder and CEO. Okay, Monday, we have our product crossfire, and the product crossfire is going to have Davido, the regulatory of affair, and Dalina. Dalina is going to be there with us. She's the sales development manager with Opulence Global. So Dalina is going to explore more with the fashion, beauty, and health and all of our products and the benefit of it, how to use it, how to promote it, and so on and so forth. Okay, the Forensic Networker Tuesday is a professional call in which we learn from the best advanced MLM university. Our CEO takes the time to teach us and to train us to be professional for those who want to build their business, for those who want to master the business and want to earn a 5-figure, 6-figure income with the business, this is a call for you. Okay, thank you for joining us today. I've been delighted to be your host, as well as Vernisha. And Vernisha, do you have any last word to share before we close out the call?
Only one thing, Levy, stay forensic. Stay forensic, stay forensic, stay forensic. One team, one dream to the billion, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, wonderful day to you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Bye, Levy.
Bye, Vernisha. Bye, everyone.